If you're seeing this, that means finally I've been able to record a video without everything corrupting. Yay! Hello and welcome to episode 38 of the Bolton Battle. I'm Kev, and goodness me do I hope that you're actually able to watch this video. This is the third time I've tried to do this now over the last few days. I don't know what's going on my computer, but it keeps just sort of dropping the video out. So I've got the camera running all the way through, but then every now and again the microphone and the game footage just sort of disappears. And it all falls out of sync, and I sit there for an hour trying to editing it before I give up, throwing the laptop over the other side of the room, and then putting another whiny message out onto Twitter telling you why there's not a video that day. Fingers crossed those days are over, I hope, but we maybe have fixed it. So let's get on with the rest of the video, and hopefully someone will actually get to watch it this time. So since you were last with me, I don't actually remember when that was because I've done this so many times. That's January. We've won most of our games. We lost one and drew one in there as well. The league table as it stands at the moment looks a little bit like this going into early February. So we are still top of the league with, that's 18 games to go, is that right? We're 12 points clear at the top. Fingers crossed, we're home and dry. Russell Bye is still top scorer in the division. Tom White is still top for average ratings and for assists. And Alonso is second on assists as well. It's going quite well. The one worry I've got is that all our best players, apart from Bye, are here on loan. So that might not bode so well for next season. There's been a little bit of action in the transfer market. We've not brought anyone else in. But we have let Justin Grocott and Sean Friend leave to go to Torquay for a combined £26,000. I'm not sure where Torquay are in the league, or even if they're in this league. There you go, they're bottom of League 2, so who cares? They're no threat to us, and quite frankly, those were nuts for going there. I don't know how the finances have gone wrong, but they have. Our expenditure has shot up, and I don't really know what was loan payments. That's from when the new board took over, I guess. But that's not taking care of all of it. I don't really know where the money's gone. But yeah, for the first time, the projection's looking like it might be quite accurate, and we desperately need to get promoted. As far as I'm concerned, I'm doing everything right. I've not spent any money on transfers this season, and I'm 15 grand under the wage budget, so they can't want any more from me. But they need to get it all sorted over in the back office, I think. So this is the team that we're playing for today's game against, who are we playing? Coventry away. And it's a fairly familiar looking lineup. The one missing player, Russell Bye, has picked up a knock. He's going to be out for 3 weeks with a calf strain. Wayne Pennock is also injured as well, so it's not one missing player at all. He's got a pulled hamstring, and Matthew Wesley is injured as well. The three missing players. Edit that bit out. Thank you. He's got something wrong with him, although it's not going to tell me what that is. And if that's the game crashing again, I'm just going to give up and go and do FIFA videos instead. So this is our team. Jordan Barrett's in goal. A back three of Del Campo, Mr. Beige and Gareth Thomas, with White and Alonso as our flying wing-backs. A familiar midfield of Martin Durant and John Jones in behind Joe Shaw and Ross Ainley up front. They're both in reasonable goal-scoring form as well. So hopefully the lack of Russell Bye isn't going to mean a lack of goals from us as a whole. Anytime it says awaiting, that's when the panic sets in, because that's when it's been breaking. I've basically reformatted my entire laptop over the last 24 hours, downloaded the save back off of the Steam Cloud. Oh, I'm so glad Steam Cloud exists. If you're not using Steam Cloud or not backing your save up anywhere, do that, because if I hadn't been backing this save up onto Steam Cloud, this whole 22 season save would be dead now, because it just fell apart so desperately badly. And I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably cry myself to sleep, because it's 9 months of my life, which, that's so sad. Cross comes in from White, and it's headed clear, but Durant puts it back out to White again, who can cross again, doesn't quite manage it, but it again falls to Durant. Can he cross? He does, and it falls to Alonso, who whips it in to Joe Shaw. That's his 6th goal of the season. We're 1-0 up after 2 minutes, and I mean, that was just relentless. Can you call it relentless when it's only lasted like 30 seconds? I think you probably can, because every time, it was desperate clearances from Coventry, and every time they managed to get it away, we just had someone to ping it back in again. And in the end, that's poor defending from whoever their left back is there, and he doesn't even move. Gives Alonso enough space to whip the cross in. Joe Shaw's got 2 men on him, but he's a championship quality striker. Yes, he might be getting to the latter stages of his career, but you've got to do better than just stand next to him. You actually have to try and challenge for the ball as well. Who cares? In one of the many videos I've recorded over the last few days, I did do a demonstration of how to get the match stats back. You can see they are back now. I can't do another one until they go away again. So I apologise for those of you who wanted a demonstration of that. They'll go away again at some point. We've just considered, where's Jordan Barrett standing there? He's not actually standing in front of the goal. And somehow the ball has beaten him on the inside and ended up going in. I don't understand how that's happened. That's the first bit of poor goalkeeping I think we've ever seen from Jordan Barrett, and hopefully it's not the sign of things to come. Where are Coventry in the league? That's the sort of thing I usually check a little bit earlier in the match. Where are they? Wow, way down the bottom there. Actually still in danger of relegation. Probably only slight danger, but still. Is Kev's grandson going to do a Coventry save in 10 seasons' time when they're hovering around in the Conference North? I think it might. If we can keep the save going, I think that might be a thing. If Coventry are in the same kind of freefall Bolton are in. I'm enjoying rescuing teams from the abyss. It's good fun. Norman Butts is in goal for them as well. I like that a lot. Right, we need a goal really. I mean, this has been a nothing game. Look at that. Possession fairly even. There's only been 3 shots on target between the two of us. What a nothing, pointless, boring game. Imagine buying a ticket to go and see this trash. Right, let's switch some stuff around, try and make some things happen. The problem is, all our strikers are injured. So, I'd like to take off Ross Ainley. Shouldn't have sold Sean Friend. He's probably scored a hat-trick for Torquay today. This would be a good time for him to come on. We don't have a striker, so we can't change anything there. What we can do is try and change some things around in the midfield to make things happen behind them. So Danny Swift is going to come on for a rare appearance, and Finlay Gooden, in his ongoing quest to prove that he is going to tuck in behind the front two. I don't remember seeing Danny Swift for a long, long time. Shows that we are being a little bit affected by injury, and Barrett with a good save, redeeming himself a little bit there. Does kind of play into the whole, I'm a little bit worried that so many of our players are in on loan, because Durant has been exceptional in central midfield, but behind him and Lee Martin we are a little bit thin in the sort of the holding midfield players, and it's somewhere we are going to need to strengthen next season, particularly if we can't get Durant back on loan again, because as good as Lee Martin is, remember we signed him because of how good he was in Conference North. He's been a part of this save all the way through. I don't know how he's going to cut it in League One. I really want to be able to bring a striker on. I mean, look at that bench. We've got 3 wing-backs and a centre-back, and we've got to try and change the team somehow. I mean, we'll bring Albinson on just because he's a Bolton man, club captain, over 200 appearances. Perhaps his passion for the club will spur us on, but we certainly don't have any creativity to bring into the team. Ainley hits the post, though, out of nowhere, really, because he's not done anything all game long, and then sort of explodes with a shot that cannons back off the post. It's just going to peter out into a 1-1, isn't it? Oh, if Coventry score now, I'm going to be sick in my mouth. For goodness sake. They've now hit it looked like the angle of the post and the crossbar. Just as well, because I haven't eaten yet today, so forcing myself to be sick in my mouth on an empty stomach would be a challenge, but not one that I'd back away from. So, 1-1, good, you're fired up, you need to be fired up. The lead at the top has dropped down to just 10 points, and in a couple of days' time we play one of the playoff challengers in Morecambe, and we need to do better. We need some of our strikers to get fit again. Right, we've found some strikers skulking around in the under-21s. Really shouldn't have sold Sean Friend. Wasn't expecting Pennock and Grant to both get injured. Can we get Martin Tomic back? Can we recall him? That's probably another option. We can't. Of course we can't. I mean, he's, last time I checked, was having a very good season for Bolton. 17 goals in 22 games in the conference. Can we have him back, please? We kind of need him. Why did we let him go? So, on the bench, we have 2 youngsters. We don't know if they're any good. We've never seen them play before. We've got Derek Byrne, 19 years old. He came through our youth team, has scored a few goals for Accrington Stanley in the Conference North. Didn't really do anything for Forest Green in the Conference National last season, though. Not exactly going to be a game changer, I don't think. And we've also got Gavin Ward, 20 years old. We actually signed him. So he came through the Preston youth team. We signed him And since then I've just loaned him out to loads of Conference North teams where, again, he's done okay but not spectacular. They both have equally unimpressive lower league goal scoring records. They're no Tomiches, are they? How long have we got to wait for these two to be back? Russell by 2 to 3 weeks. Wayne Pennock, can't see. Wayne Pennock, a couple of weeks as well. So we've got to get through probably 3 or 4 games because they're coming thick and fast at the moment. With just Ainley and Shaw, who, like I said, they are both scoring goals, but it's just when you get a game like the Coventry game where they're tired, and Ainley in particular wasn't playing well, it becomes a bit of a problem when you don't have another option to bring on. We could potentially explore a 4-2-3-1. I mean, that potentially is mental when we've done so well for so long with the 3-5-2. But what other lone striker formations are there that exist? I suppose we could do like a 3-2-2-1 type dealy. Have we got any wide players though? I don't think we have. We've been playing wing backs for 4 years. How long it's been. I haven't been signing wingers, so we probably don't have any wingers at the club either. So we kind of need to play a narrow one striker system that still includes 3 at the back and wing backs because they're at their strengths for us. I don't think it's going to happen, is it? We just need to play youth team strikers if need be. So Martin out wide to Alonso, spreading the play, lovely. Alonso cross isn't quite so good. Spreading the play, lovely. I mean, that's some top quality English for you there. I disappoint myself sometimes, and that was just poor. Right, we need to win the ball back. We need to push on, and we can't have an episode where we don't win either of the games because we're supposed to be running rampant at the top of League 2. But you have sort of caught us in one of the stickier patches we've had this season. So Martin up front to Ainley, out to Alonso, who crosses far too deep. I mean, when you're crossing to a player who's not even in the penalty area, it's a bit pointless. But it worked out okay because it came out wide to White, who did manage to cross properly to Joe Shaw on the edge of the 6-yard box, who tucks it away for his second goal of the episode. I think, is his 7th or 8th for the season for a player who's not really started many games. White brings that down beautifully and he just puts it right onto Joe Shaw's toe. Never going to miss from there. 1-0 up. Joe Shaw, what a signing. Certainly not bad for basically a reserve striker is what he's acting as at the moment, because I fully expect Bai and Pennock to come straight back into the side when they're fit again, although Joe Shaw is putting forward a very strong argument for partnering one of them rather than just dropping straight out of the team when that happens. Strength in depth. I love it. That's another poor cross. Was that Alonso again? That's 2 really poor crosses we've had from him today. And we do have Glenn Jennings on the bench. And that's the 3rd really poor cross from Alonso. And we might need to explore bringing on Glenn Jennings because Alonso's another one of these who's in on loan. That is a beauty from White again. And that one finds Ross Ainley. And when Tom White is playing the way he's playing today, his crosses are pinpoint. Look at this. I mean, it's the first time in 22 seasons of this save, 9 months of Football Manager 16, it's the first time I found a left back who can do what right backs traditionally do. You see in other people's saves the likes of Hector Bellerin and all them doing really well from right back. In this save, we've had Lazaroff, we've had Jennings. There's been others as well who, people like James Tavernier even were brilliant for us at Ipswich. Cameron Gale, remember Cameron Gale? But it's always been the right backs. Tom White is a left back, but playing like a right back. I don't know if they tweaked something in the match engine to balance the fullbacks out. And you'd think if they had, they'd balance it so they weren't so massively overpowered, rather than just thinking, right backs are a bit overpowered. Let's bump up the left backs as well. So I think we just have a very special player in Tom White. He is on loan from Manchester United after all. So chances of us keeping him next year are probably fairly slim, although with promotion they might be happy for him to take a step up a league. If I was the Man United manager, I'd just be looking for my promising young players to move up a division each season. So we might keep him on the understanding that he's going to be a regular in League One next year, with a chance to push on into the Championship the year after. It depends how quickly he develops, of course, because he's having an absolutely blinding season for us in League Two. So you could argue he's probably ready for the Championship already and can miss out that League One season altogether. He's in again. Cross is beautiful again for Ainley. And Ross Ainley really should have scored there. And Tom White is having one of the finest performances from fullback that I have seen in this save. And this is a save that has included Vladislav Lazarov, who, by the way, is retiring at the end of the season and has no plans to become a staff member. So that fun is gone. Right, Jennings is coming on for Alonso because I'm fed up of Alonso not playing well when White's showing how good it's possible to be. Wesley can come on for Mr. Beige as part of his rehabilitation. And let's hope Jennings can come on and say, look, I used to be the man who did this for us. I'm still young. I've still got championship potential as well. I'm going to come in and grab myself a couple of assists now, show you how it's done. We'll take Durant off as well. We've got Danny Swift still on the bench, so he can come on for Durant again. Just to get Danny Swift a bit of game time, because we might be needing him next year. I'm worried about the money situation. We've just had our transfer revenue retained taken down to 0%. Money is looking like it might be a problem, so bringing in players for League One next year might be a challenge. Tom White, that's his first poor cross of the game. It comes out to Glenn Jennings, who elects not to cross and show what he can do. But who cares? We've won 2-0 against one of the better teams in the division, and are ending the episode in better shape than we started. We're now 13 points clear at the top of the league. 16 games still to go. League One, here we come. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And thank you very much for watching.